my Dyna T-Sport. I finally got this wheel all done. It's a lot of work. If you know how to read a measuring tool, set of calipers, you don't necessarily have to be a machinist. You can come up with your measurements, Google all your specs on your tolerances, and just get somebody else to machine it. But I bought myself, I've got a little lathe. It does the trick. Good for motorcycle stuff, spacers and all that good stuff. So yeah, I got the wheel on. So I had to do bearings, a bunch of axle stuff. This front end is from a Ducati. So I've already made all the mods and had that on there. I had this wheel on here, which is a factory 2001 Dyna T-Sport wheel. And that wheel with brake discs on it, fully dressed, exactly the same hardware. That wheel was 32 pounds. So that wheel with everything, exact same dressing on it, 25 pounds. So that saves me 7 pounds of rotating mass. So this is a Harley-Davidson wheel from Pan American, and good brembo brakes from the Ducati as well. Carbon fiber fender. So this front end went on a real diet because I put an FXRT fairing on it. I'm trying to compensate for that, so I'm not turning heavy. So I've got a bunch of stuff to do. So that's the first part of the upgrade is the Pan American wheel. So if you've got the ability and you understand physics, yeah. There's not a lot of extra room there, but there is enough room. So, yeah, that'll work just fine. I think she's pretty sleek. So this thing's going to stop, and it's probably going to torque wheelie pretty good. I'm kind of prepping. I've got a whole bunch of other things to do. I'm prepping, getting ready. I plan on putting that roots blower on it. So, yeah, it's going to be important if it's supposed to stop. So there is the factory air breather, and that is my favorite air breather. There's so many different air breathers, but nothing beats our roots blower. What I'm going to do is, for now, I'm going to worry about running gear. I've got to change the back wheel, sprocket. I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff, and I still do have this thing set up for nitrous. So I'm going to put my controller on. There's going to be a bunch of good stuff. I'm going to change handlebars. I build all my bars and I try to do all my exhaust and stuff. So yeah, so that's basically a 2001 Dyna T-Sport. It has an ohlins front end with a Pan American 2030 or 2023, one of the new Pan American front wheels that I found at a swap meet, and got a good deal on it. Those wheels, if you buy them brand new, like if you have to buy them from a dealership, are like $2,000. That's crazy, but very serviceable wheel. The spokes are on the outside of the rim and super lightweight. So yeah, that's where we're at right now, and I'm going to keep plugging away and I'll keep you guys posted. All right, quick video on how to cut a windshield. This is FXRT windshield here. I built some new handlebars. I'm going to have to move that. So first thing I do is cut one side. Once I'm happy with that side, I make a template, transfer it to the other side, and finish her up. All right, making a template. I've got my locations here. Just popped a couple holes through there. And once I got that into place, I just trace the back side, and I'll cut that out and I'll transfer it to the other side. All right, I've got it templated out here, so I will give you a quick, I'm going to use a zip disc. A lot of people wouldn't use a zip disc. Only time I've ever broke a windshield or cracked a windshield on snowmobiles or motorcycles is when I used that jigsaw. Some people are really good at it, and me not so much. This is quick and efficient. I cut it the same way as I would cut a piece of metal. So basically, I will take a cut. I'll go straight there. Then I'll take straight there. And the thing is, with plastic, it's going to get hot. It's going to melt. So I'm going to cut it big. And then I might be able to dig into there a little bit. So I'll cut that with a zip disc. And quick and efficiently, it's going to melt along that side. But then I'll grind into the edges. And I'll grind into the curves. And Yeah, there's a process with plastic. You can't dawdle, be quick about it, and don't sit on one spot too long. And yeah, here we go. Okay, you can see where I cut it. Now I'm grinding it. So I don't grind it too close because that's what happens, but you let that cool off. You break that off, and it's pretty good. So I'll continue with this. All right, now I'm just gonna hit it with a soft wheel. You gotta be careful of doing this part because you get it too hot, man, you melt the plastic and you gotta, oh, it's a big pain in the butt. So I'm going to go across this, just try to get this kind of rough looking edge, looking a little bit shinier. And let's see how she goes. Gonna go for my first ride of the season. You can see a little bit of snow on my yard in the back there still. I got my new front wheel on. Had to do a bunch of machining and fitting for that. So we're gonna try that out, make sure everything's good. Went through basically the whole front end, tightened everything up, built some handlebars, and had to cut my windshield down because of the handlebar height. That worked out pretty good. Windshield's looking decent. And I bought some shocks, 14.5 inches. So I want to raise this thing up so I can carve in the corners. These are just knockoffs. The shocks that I want are like a few $1,000s. So I wanted to make sure I like the 14.5. And because of the piggyback, I do have an issue. I can't do that. So we'll see how that goes. And I noticed when you raise the height of your bike, you really got to worry about your chain gets a little looser because you're not centered. So we'll see how that works. So I'm just going to troubleshoot it, kind of go for my little shakedown run and enjoy the weather.